Welcome to the Tennis Tuesday tip. My name's Gavin Fowl, LTA accredited tennis coach. My tip today is based around racket sizes. When I'm at the tennis club, parents often ask me, is this racket the right size for my child, or do I need a bigger tennis racket? And getting the right size racket for your child is really important so that it can help them to play tennis easier. Rackets come in many different sizes. So if I give you an example, this is my daughter Fern's tennis racket. She's 2 years old, and this is a 17-inch tennis racket, so it's really, really small. And then you're sort of going up a little bit in size. This is my other daughter Olive. She's 6, and this is a 21-inch tennis racket. And then all the way through the sizes, this is my own tennis racket. This is full 27-inch. And getting that right size is really important. As a general rule, so if you're an 8 and under red ball tennis player, you're looking at a racket anywhere between 21 inches and lower. If you're an orange ball tennis player aged between 8 and 9, you're looking at 23 to 25 inches. If you're a green ball tennis player aged between 9 and 10, you're looking at 25 to 26 inches. And then anywhere upwards from there, you're into the full adult 27-inch tennis rackets. Now that's a very generic rule, and that doesn't take into account the individual size of your child. So a good tip to help you measure whether your child is using the right tennis racket for them is they need to hold their tennis racket at the end of the handle, right at the end. And then you'll have to stand them up nice and tall. And if you put the racket next to them like this, if the racket is touching the floor and it's scraping the floor, there's a very good chance that that racket is too big for them. Equally, if the racket's miles away from the floor, you're starting to look at a bigger tennis racket. So it's a very good general tip to try and get the right size tennis racket for them. When you're going into full court tennis, and they're starting to go into the 27-inch tennis rackets, what's really important then is you get the weight right. You don't want to give them a really heavy 27-inch racket if they're only 12, 13 years old. So you could be looking at the really super light versions. They'll be sort of 255G, and then going up in weight as you get older. So this is a 315 weight tennis racket. So it's just my tip today. You really want to check your junior's tennis racket, make sure it's the right size for them, make sure it's nice and maneuverable and light, and as they get older, the racket size increases and the weight increases. But I've given you a quick tip today on how to try and measure their racket if you're unsure. Hope that tip is of some use. See you all soon.